point is, like, it wasn't much of a jump for me because it was kind of similarities, and it was just like, anytime I try to do a uni video, I'm going to do one a week, not two a week, and I have something else in a different week. When you're going to leave, why wouldn't you? Oh, I know why. Hello and welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to another video. I don't know why I have my screen glasses on, but I just felt like I wanted to because it looks cute, and I don't know, I'm in a weird mood today. I am back with another video, of course, and I've decided for now, for a few weeks, or like for summer, I'm gonna try and get one uni video up a week and then one normal video up a week, so I have a mixture of both, because obviously, you know, I'm a uni student and uni starts back in September, which means new people are going to join, or people are going into second year next year, you know? Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, I don't think it's going to be every week this is going to happen, because I don't even know if I'm going to have uni videos every week, but anytime I try to do a uni video, I'm going to do one a week, not two a week, and I have something else in a different week. So only the other day. So for this video, you'll know what I'm talking about, it says it in the title, but before we get into it, sorry, my eczema's really playing up today. I think it's the heat, I don't know, to be fair, I haven't put my cream on. Point is, anyway, before we get into the video, let's just do the normal thing. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a huge thumbs up, please comment down below, please subscribe, and let's get on. So for this video, I'm actually giving you my second year tips, because I did freshers advice last year for first years, and I feel like those tips still relate, and if I can think of any more, I might make another one, because I know freshers is a big thing. I might do another freshers week advice, but again, maybe freshers week advice for second and third years, because for first years and second years, especially at Portsmouth, first years have a different wristband to second years. There are more events for first years to second and third years, unless second and third years obviously want to buy extra tickets, if you know what I mean. That's really going to annoy me. But I've written in my favourite notebook my tips for second years, because this year for me definitely was a jump and a change and the hardest year of my life. I feel, well, not hardest year of my life, but my hardest year of uni so far, and I know I'm only in second year, I've got third year to go to, but in my head, like, first year and second year is a massive jump between it. I feel like when you start uni, I felt like I was still back kind of in college, but not. Like, it wasn't that much of a jump for me, personally, apart from I didn't understand one unit, which most A-level business students did. But the point is, like, it wasn't much of a jump for me because it was kind of similarities, and it was just like, you were learning the job, like, learning everything. This year, it was like you kind of expected to know things, and but there was a massive big jump of the pressure in second year to first year. Bearing in mind, in first year, you are given the pressure of knowing that you need 40% to pass the year. Obviously, you can put more pressure on yourself to get a better grade, which makes more sense. I came out with a 2.2, which is better than a 40%, obviously, but it wasn't the grade I would have wanted. I'm just going to get my cream out because my arms are itchy. I'm going to spend the whole video scratching otherwise. But why is this so hard? Thank you. Get back to the point, like, this year, like, you know, the second year counts towards your final degree and your final grade, and when if you don't want to graduate with a 2.2, you've got to work 10 times harder, and the jump is crazy and the pressure is crazy because you've got more of a pressure on you, because you know that it counts towards your final grade. And, like, if you're a person who knows you want to do well, you put a lot of pressure on yourself, so yeah. God, I feel smart talking like this with glasses on. So I've got, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 tips to help you, well, to maybe help you get through second year, because trust me, second year I wish I had these tips and I knew these tips before going into it, because it was a hard one. But anyway, my number one tip is prepare. Like, there's not much you can prepare for before you start the units, but prepare to go into it. Like, prepare for that jump, prepare that it's going to be hard. Like, get into your brain that this year is hard. Get that into your brain before you go in, because then you will know. And do not think, when people who have done second year say second year is way harder than first year, do not think, oh, they're just over exaggerating. Do not think it's not going to be that hard if I just work harder, because it's not. That's a lie. You can still work as hard as possible and still find it hard. Second year is a lot more challenging and harder on your whole life, on your whole aspects of life. Not just because of uni though. I will have to say to you, you got so many things changing. You went from living in halls in first year and everything being so close by that you don't have to plan really like when you're gonna leave. Why wouldn't you? Oh, I know why. Well, you won't have to plan when you have to leave your house, because literally most halls from uni are like close by to the uni, and it's that for a reason, because obviously in first year at the beginning especially you don't exactly know where you're going, and I don't want you to go too fast and then you get lost. That's partly my way of seeing it anyway. But the thing is, in second year you're moved away from where you are, and depending on how far away, I'm 30 minutes away from uni, so you have to kind of plan and you have to make sure you're up early, and it can be stressful depending on what time your uni starts. And I was lucky to have no 9 a.m.s this year, so for me I didn't have to be up at like 7 in the morning. But you know, the problem is that because the second year is so hard, you've just got to prepare your way, prepare what time you plan to wake up, prepare to know what way your route, because this is something more you probably can only do when you moved in, unless you're still, say you're watching this now, you're still at uni, you know where you're living, maybe take a trek to your house where you're living to see how far it is to walk, and then walk back, because then you can kind of gauge of how far away it is, and gauge what time you'd roughly need to leave the house to get to uni. I'm lucky that the uni bus stop is actually only 10-minute walk to mine, so that's what I usually rely on. But what if the bus isn't running, or there's so much traffic, or you just decide to walk because the weather might be good? So prepare that, because honestly, knowing you're going to be late is stressful enough when you've got loads of stress on your mind. Probably not that stressful, but it's another thing to be prepared for, and just mentally prepare for it, because it is very, very stressful and it does take a lot out mentally of you. And also, because you're going from halls to a house, some friendships from first year can always not disappear completely, but fade away. You won't see them as much, you won't spend time with them as much. You might want to, but you won't, and you've got to prepare in your head that that's okay. These were your friends in first year, but they're not going to be your friends all the time. For example, I'm still friends with my old flatmates. If I see them in town or something, I'll say hi and we might have a chat. Same with their girlfriends, because obviously their girlfriends basically lived with us. If I see them, I'll say hi, have a chat, we'll catch up. But we don't go out of our way to meet each other. We don't message each other and say, do you want to meet up? It'll be nice to have a catch up like I do to some of my other friends. Nothing because we're not friends anymore. It's just that they were my friends in first year, mainly because I lived with them. But now that I've moved on to second year, I moved into a house, not exactly as close as we were, but it's nothing bad about that. That is just genuinely the way it is. It is at the beginning of the year. I will be honest, I was kind of sad because I was used to spending time with them and then not having that aspect of hanging out with them anymore. It was a bit sad, and it took me a while to adjust, but I got used to it. And I do love my living situation now compared to first year. Nothing bad about them, it's just I prefer living in a house to halls because of how quiet it is. And I'm in a really quiet area, so I think it's lucky. I don't think I've got much water left. Should have probably filled that up before filming. Oh well. My second tip is don't hide away from the stress. I know a lot of things is when you get to your second year, there's a lot of stress put on you with work and what you have to do. And instead of actually getting on with the work because it's stressful, you hide away and you do other things like procrastinate. And as time goes by, it gets to a week before your deadline and you're like, well, I haven't started this work, which ends up meaning the work gets stressful. If that makes sense. More stressful. Yeah. I don't know what I'm talking about, to be fair, but don't hide away from it, just get on with it. When you get given a piece of coursework, make a start, just start on it. If you're given more than one piece of coursework at a time, maybe different matter, but if you're given a piece of coursework, just start on it. Honestly, in first term, one thing I do find the uni does not do very well, or didn't do very well, is they gave me I had 2 pieces of coursework before Christmas due, that was it. Second term I had group 2 lots of no, 3 pieces of coursework because of group work before Christmas, but it wasn't much because it was easy. Then after Christmas I had 3 pieces of group work, no, 4 pieces of group work due in, and then 2 pieces of coursework to do, and an online test. So that's like 7 things to do in, like 7 or 8 things to do in second term when I had like 3 things to do in first term. And then after Easter I had 2 pieces of coursework due and 2 exams. They didn't spread it out very well. They could have given me like 3 things, a few more things to do in the first term, if that makes sense, you know. But I can't do much about it, but it did not help the stress. Number 3 is something I think when you're in second year you kind of forget to do because it's so stressful, is making time for yourself. Either give yourself a couple of hours an evening to just sit, chill, do whatever you do, have fun, like watch a movie, just watch a movie, do nothing else. Because I'm a person who can sit and do work and have Netflix on in the background, but I mean just sit and watch a movie if that's what you enjoy. Play a game, like a computer game, anything like that. What else? Do like skincare, like have a pamper night and all that. So just make time for yourself, just chill and relax, or even have like a few drinks. There's nothing wrong with drinking on your own. Like it's like, it might be a bit sad to get drunk on your own, but maybe have a drink or something. It's nice just to relax and just to sit back and go, okay, give time to yourself, because the worst thing to do is focus just so hard on the work that you're not making time for yourself. I did a lot about that, and to be fair, it wasn't just to do with uni, it was to do with like dating and friendships. Like you make so much time when you're at uni to try and be there for your friends, spend time with your friends, make sure you're socialising with all your friends, and also if you're like either in a relationship or dating someone at uni, you try to put so much pressure on actually making time for the person you're dating. And for the first time I realised I spent so much time on that I had no time for myself. So when me and this guy ended, it was probably the best thing that actually happened to me, because I really focused more on myself and gave myself time. I was wondering what that noise was, and it's the Hoover. Gave myself time for myself, and I think it's the best thing you can do while you're at uni, any year, from first year to second year to third year. Just give time for yourself, a day to yourself or an evening to yourself. Like, do not just sit there and spend so much time focusing on this work you've got, because it is, or anything else going on, it is, otherwise your head is going to get overblown, and when it comes to the point of you actually having to do like, well, you're going to be like, I don't want to do this now, I just want to go to bed. My number 4 one kind of links in with both the last 2 I just said, is don't let the stress overcome you, because it's quite easy to go, the stress gets too much that you just break down. I've had several times of this, and to be fair, I've not helped myself, because every single time I seem to let the stress overcome me, I end up being drunk, and I've realised I let the stress overcome me because I have a panic attack. I did this once in first year, when I was on a club night out in Tiger, and I drank way too much, and it was 2 weeks before exams started, and it was 3 weeks before exams started, and it was one of them. Anyway, back to the point, and I had a panic attack in the club, started crying whilst kissing a guy, which is probably the best time to cry, right? And then I went into the R&B room with Tiger and started crying even more, was having a panic attack in the taxi home, or Uber home, and then I got into my flat and I was still having a panic attack. I threw up. I was very smart, and I was always smart in first year to have like a basin in my room, and I used that, so any time I came back from a night out, if I was going to be sick, it's just there, because I was really bad at making it to my toilet. So I had that there, and I actually just threw up. And I still had a panic attack until 4 AM, and then by the time I managed to calm myself down and fell asleep. This year I did the same thing 2 weeks before exam season, and also 2 days before my first piece of coursework this term was due in. I had a panic attack after being very, very drunk, because I was so stressed that the police took me home because they saw me crying on the street. So, just saying, like, I let the stress overcome me because I put too much pressure on myself, and I think that's the worst thing you can do. So, another thing, and my 5th tip is a really big helpful one, and I've actually spoken about this before, because I saw it, I thought, is plan. Like, use a diary or a planner and plan. Like, I cannot tell you how helpful this is. Like, for example, here, I've like so many things saying what I've got to do in a day, and like, give yourself time. Like, don't try not to put too much in one day to say like you've got to do. But this was in reading week, so this was kind of like I could give myself more to do because I didn't have any lectures. So like, just try not to try to plan your time out wisely, so you can figure out when you've got spare time, also what, like, how things work for you, because the more you plan and you use a diary or a planner, it's actually a lot easier to keep control of what you've got to do, because you can write your deadlines in and you can see how long you've got till the deadline, etc. Another thing I wish I did a lot more of is reading. This is my 6th tip. With your course, I don't know how much reading you get. For my course, there's a lot of reading you can do. I think I'm gonna sneeze. This is gonna be great. I have had really bad hay fever and the weather is not helping me, even though my window is shut. Okay, we're gonna try and hope I don't sneeze now, but we'll probably will. On my course, I have a lot of reading. I have a lot of, like, core books to read. I could read. I have a lot of stuff online I could read, and I just avoided it. I didn't do it because, like, I can't actually be bothered. Like, it is very easy to tell you guys you should do a lot of reading, but it is very easy also to not. I get very, very bored of reading that I don't want to do it. Oh my god. Don't know why I'm still wearing these, but I'm going to keep them on for the rest of the video because I have them on. But the reading really helps, so definitely do that. My number 7 tip is actually try to go to as many lectures as possible and all the seminars. I sound very hypocritical saying that because I didn't go to many lectures and seminars this year. I was really bad and I hated myself for it because I regretted it so much. But it does really help. Like, I was lucky, like, I just got a result back from an exam for one of the units. I only had 5 lectures. Barely went to the seminars after our group work was done. Only went to one revision seminar, and that was actually a mock exam one when I hadn't got to any of the other revision ones that were going over stuff that would be in the mock exam, so good, well done for me. And I actually managed to get 51% in the exam. So shocked about it, but, like, honestly, I thought I was going to fail it because I had to teach myself the whole year in 5 days because I was so bad at not going through. And the same with another one. I haven't got the results back for this one, but I had an exam for business analysis and they had lectures every week and I didn't go to any of them. I think I went to about 4, 5 this year since September. So saying that, you know, like, I went through so much stress because I had no clue about anything because I had to teach it all to myself because I didn't go. That's why I say I do recommend going. This is again sounds hypocritical. You're paying so much money a year, and you might think, oh, but that comes from the government, yeah. But when you get older, if you earn over a certain amount of money, you'll be paying it back. So let's just think, and you're not going to lectures. It is kind of stupid. So, like, I've given myself a pact to myself that I'm going to try and go to everything next year because I want to do 10 times better. I don't want to be hitting myself at the end of the year going, I could have done better if I did this. My number 8 tip kind of goes back to that. In seminars, you probably get seminar prep. Do them. Do the seminar prep. You might think it means nothing and it's a waste of time because you're not going to look at that again, but actually it does help. A lot of my seminar prep this year actually ended up being stuff to help with the coursework, and the only seminar prep I actually ever did was legal aspects, and it did help with the coursework. Another one that did help with the coursework, which I didn't do, was business and employment law. I think I failed that coursework and I'm really worried about it because I feel like I'm going to fail that unit if that's the case, but we'll see what happens. We really will see what happens. Seminar prep is actually really helpful because they also go through it. They will help you, so when you come to, like, if it does help with the coursework, you know, they'll give you the answers and you can kind of see where you're going, right and wrong. The next point is do work somewhere you won't be distracted. I spent a lot of my time doing my work in my room, and don't get me wrong, in my room it doesn't get distracted. It's literally my room and me. Problem is, I have a very uncomfortable chair, which I do moan about a lot, and my shoulders really hurt. So when you're sitting here trying to do work, this shoulder is really bad because I spend so much time at a computer, and the chairs are really not good for your back. I really need a proper computer chair, but obviously that's expensive, and I don't want to pay for that. So, like, in September, I'm thinking of actually going out of my way and buying one, or it's because I'm just like, I can't be living like this anymore. Like, for next year, I'm not going to go through all this pain just for the sake of, because I got a crappy plastic chair. And then if I sat on my bed, I'll just go like, I'll sit there, and then I will be like, oh, let's take a nap. 2 hours later, I'm like, oh, it's 5 o'clock. Let's have dinner. Oh, after that, I'm like, do I really want to do more work? So, and also, I don't get distracted. Like I said, I don't get distracted in my room, but I have 3 housemates. And I'm very easily, if I'm distracted by the fact that I will go, if like my friend goes, do you want to play this? I'm like, sure. And then I realise I'm actually meant to be doing work. So I definitely say go somewhere you're not going to get distracted. If you don't know that in your house you won't get distracted, then fine, do it in your room, that's fine. Like last year, I was lucky, I didn't get easily distracted by my flat. Like I did, but not as much as I seem to here. Like I was happy to do my work in my room, but I did a lot more library sessions last year. The library is actually somewhere really good and helpful to do work, I'll be honest. So I definitely recommend that. And my final tip for my second year advice is make sure you find time to socialise and have fun and spend time with friends, because as much as I say make time for yourself, also socialise with your friends and have fun, because if you don't, you've got to remember you're not going to have these years again. You're a student, you're a uni student, you can't just be spending your whole time stuck in your room. You've got to make time and have fun with friends, which is why I'm part of a society, because even that is a little bit of fun a week. Just make sure you have time to have fun, because you will not be happy if all you're doing is focusing on uni. And you've got to be happy, because when you graduate from uni, there's the potential thing is that you're going to have a job. You're going to be you're going to be working 7 days a week, maybe 5 days a week, that you're gonna have as much time for fun as you would these days. So make the most of it, because once these years are over, it's not easy to get them back. So yeah. So I do hope this was helpful to anyone. Just thought it would be something different, because I don't see many second year tips on YouTube or anything. To be fair, I haven't actually looked, so I can't say that. But I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a huge thumbs up. Please comment down below. If you're a uni student, comment down below what year you're going into in September. If you do have any questions about uni, leave them down below. Or any questions you want to give me, because I do want to do a quick Q&A soon. And please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you again soon with another video.